He can't believe it at first, as you wouldn't, really. And he questions his friends quite rightly, thinking that they're playing some kind of elaborate joke or game with him, really. He doesn't check the date, but it could easily be an April Fool thing. It's not April, so it doesn't come up. But he then goes to Google, obviously, because where do you go these days? To Google, to God, the equivalent of God, to find out, is this true? And of course, there's nothing on Google. And the fact that there's nothing on Google, provided he hasn't mistyped it, and he doubles back on that, means that there's something here that's seriously changed, really. So he goes to his record collection. There appears to be no evidence anywhere of them at all. So obviously one of the big challenges for him, as it would be for anybody, and you can put yourself through this exercise easily, is think, wow, could I remember more than a few lines? How would you go about trying to render all the verses of a particular song, really? Not just the chorus. The chorus you can probably depend on, but the verses, how would you get them back? So there's kind of elaborate sequences of him trying to summon up the knowledge of where he's got phrases, as indeed we all would have. You carry phrases, I think, easily, but the sense of it, and often you realise when with some of your favourite songs, you misremember the lyrics anyway, because you kind of you sort of fill in bits that aren't absolutely clear in the expression of the singer. You kind of suit yourself with them, and so you often learn them wrong anyway. But he has to try and find, which he does through a series of post-it notes. He has to try and remember, recall, and record as he picks them up, as he begins to gather all the bits together again, as many Beatles songs as he can. There's a connection, really, with him and the songs where he's both utterly respectful and yet free with them as well. It's his voice, and it's him. It's his version. It's not some entertaining karaoke version that tries to be clever, or it's not some rethink of them. It's not some reworking even, but they're fresh. You feel like you're hearing the song afresh from him. And that was from when he first came in, and we did a bit of acting first. Did we? Oh, did we sing the song first? Oh no, I think he sang USSR first. And as soon as he sang it, I knew. You have one of those moments in casting. I thought, I don't know how I'm going to cast him, because there were other people who were probably more obvious candidates for it. But I knew then. I thought, that's him. It was a very interesting sort of I don't know, like a kind of like an X-ray of the idea, because obviously he's been through that movement in his career where he goes from being a singer-songwriter playing pubs in Suffolk and Norfolk and just locally, and then being catapulted into incredible, unbelievable success and fame and all that kind of stuff, and with a body of songs that has taken him there. I regard Richard as he's Britain's poet laureate of romance and comedy, and I've always been in awe of his devotion to that intersection of romance and comedy. Really, it's a beautiful thing.